Greetings, folks. And today's topic is law of vibration. The law of vibration, when you're applying it practically, basically means anything you pay attention to your mental body, your mind will start to resonate to the frequency of attention. Then it'll accumulate mentally and find a pathway into your astral physical self and accumulate as a feeling. And then as it accumulates in a feeling, it'll seek to express itself through action. Action might be speech, might be doing something, it could be an activity, it could be a skill development, depends on what it is. So the law of vibration basically starts with however your mind vibrates is what you manifest. You just need to pay attention to that vibration for more than a few seconds, and it start to build a momentum of itself. After a few minutes, it's becoming astral, and as soon as you start to act upon it, you have physical action, repeated physical action, make habits that loops back into the astral unconscious, and it becomes a part of your astral personality. Now, this law of vibration, we start looking at how we can utilize it practically for ascension. When you go to a sacred place, you might walk into a church, a temple, and you feel all the people that have prayed in that space before you, you unconsciously humble yourself in a similar way to those people who prayed. So your mind comes into resonance with the humility of prayer. As you pay attention to that prayer, there's underlying devotion or a motivational cohesive force which generates that humility, which generates that spiritual path, which is a spiritual yearning of sorts. This devotion, when you're sensitive to that, you can recognize that's a fuel. It's an energy, it's a free energy, which allows you to tune into a type of motivational force that allows you to follow a spiritual path. And then as you align yourself to that, there's reverence. Now, reverence is to revere power. When you're in the presence of power, there's some part of your mind which humbles itself to it, which devotes itself to it, and it reveres the power. And that power has to be greater than the lower self. So when the mind is connected to states of consciousness of light, it's higher than the lower consciousness. So there's an automatic reverence that as a reaction to that higher light that forms. And when you're in sacred places, temples, where hundreds of monks have prayed and practiced, you get this sense of the peak states of consciousness that have entered into, and you revere it. Once you've brought your mind into resonance with reverence and you pay attention through it, your mind's like a sword. And that sword starts to accumulate Akasha, which allows for a sacred space to accumulate under the mind. That sacred space under the mind is the energy of the holy man. It's the energy and consciousness of someone who walks the holy path, and they have continuity of consciousness in that holy path. And it's an expression of who they are mentally, astrally, and physically as a holy man. Most practices are going to get to the reverence part, where the mind is like a sword and they concentrate into samadhi, touch light. It's only the holy man who integrates that light into every part of their being. That when they eat food, it's a holy act. When they walk, it's a holy act. And everything they do is a form of prayer and a returning to the universal mind, a returning to God. This practice of living in a state of prayer moves you from a sacred state of the holy man into the infinity, into the essence of fabric of the universal mind. And these stages are all rooted in understanding the law of vibration. What you pay attention to mentally will reflect astrally, will reflect physically, will reticulate back into the astral to form habits, and those habits become who you are as an identity. And if you pay attention to the dharmas, the precepts, the perfections, and they reticulate through the mental astral physical body, they generate a platform in which you can follow the holy path and live as a holy man or holy woman. And as you pay attention to different frequencies, let's say if you're working with Kabbalah and Franz Barton's system has 27 letters, and there's an Akashic state of each letter and a mental, astral, physical state, and you tune into the Akasha first, and then from there you let it manifest through the mental body, continue to pay attention, you let it manifest through the astral body, continue to pay attention and manifest through the physical body, and then it radiates out into speech and action, and you reticulate that. Then that acts as a vehicle. It builds a vehicle for the holy man to express itself through a holy life, through prayer, through high states of consciousness and practice. You do that with all 27 letters. Now you have a very stable vehicle for insight and understanding of the path to manifest through you. And this is all thanks to understanding the laws of vibration. There's a book called The Kabbalion, K-Y-B-A-L-I-O-N. It's an audio book. You can find it here on YouTube. There's free PDFs online. It's quite old. It's been around a very long time. And if you listen to that audio book a few times and start to put those 7 Hermetic laws into daily use, you'll find the law of vibration. You'll become very selective about what you pay attention to and how you allow your mind to mirror those different frequencies that you pay attention to, and how those frequencies materialize your thought forms, your feelings, your behaviors, your speech, and so forth. And what comes of that is the best part of you, because you're able to apply your sovereignty to choose, what am I going to pay attention to? What am I going to come into resonance with? How do I want to live my life? And it's that freedom which comes out of being highly selective of what you're attentive to, what you pay attention to, what you align your mind to, what you resonate with. Okay, thanks for your time, everyone, and I hope that helps with questions on laws of vibration and how resonance works through those laws. See you in the next video.